formation along the lane line. This guy coming in from the weak side three-point line is one of the reasons it works, and an excellent toss. And he had to go up and get it now.
Oh, Tennessee's got a nice basketball team. They're going to make some noise in the tournament.
I think they're the #1 team in the AP poll, latest one, after Duke had to hold that L to Syracuse.
To the NBA now, Hawks symbols. Justin Anderson drives, then puts Bobby Portis on a poster.
Bobby P, man, you got to either get there and take a charge, or you got to get up above the rim. You can't do halfway, because this would have happened.
And it's an and one. It's not. Listen, I respect the effort, Bobby Portis, but you ain't out there for your silky smooth jump shot. Got to do some little rim protection, my man. Said he gets boomed on by Justin Anderson.
It's the Bulls in the highlights again?
Yeah, but this time getting dunked on.
We lead the league in worst
highlights.
Bulls, the worst teams. Suns.
That was a Hawks Bulls
All right,
highlight.
this one's your guys, see. Jazz Nuggets, Donovan Mitchell hits Will Barton with a Euro
See,
step.
out of his sophomore slump the last month.
Oh, man, they're playing some good
Bust
basketball in Utah. Off to a rough start. You know, Ben Simmons in his third year, which is like his sophomore year. You know.
Oh, yeah, this.
Big Euro step. Man, he got some big feet, too. I think he wear at least a size 15.
He also had a key block in this game. This was a good game if you wanted to stay up late and watch it.
Moving on to James Harden, we are running out of ways to describe the historic run that he's been on. It continued last night as the Rockets visited the Knicks. Harden poured in a career-high 61 and had 15 boards in Houston's win at the Garden. It was Harden's 5th game with at least 50 this season, and the first time a player has had 60 and 15 since Shaq, all the way back in 2000. Rockets GM Daryl Morey was on our show yesterday and talked about Harden's development as a player.
I would say the main thing was when you looked at him at Oklahoma City is even when he wasn't on the floor with Durant and Westbrook, and we track everything, as you guys know, his drives to the hoop were the most efficient. I mean, he was like multiple standard deviations to the right. That's how we look at things. Like, he's one of the very unique players in history, the ability to drive and either score or create something for his teammates.
All right, CC, when you think about James Harden and how far he's come to where he is right now, how has he been able to grow his game to this level?
There's a few things. I would say from a cardio standpoint, he's done a tremendous job as being able to take care of his body. He doesn't have an elite body. He doesn't have a really cut up body like some of the muscle tone we see in some of the other. He's not as slender as some of the other stars we see in the league, but you can see that he's changed his eating regimen, what he's doing from a workout rate, because you can see his body has changed into being where he is now. Also, the reason why you know it's working is because you can't play that style of basketball, holding the ball, pick and roll, all those types of things, and play with the type of energy that he's played at to be able to not be able to change his regimen. Number 2, his jump shot from deep. It's gotten so much better, and variations of how he can get to that jump shot, either off a dribble, either off a step back, which is one of a kind in all of basketball. And the third thing, the GM talked about his ability to get to the hole, his ability to dribble the basketball now and get to the hole even more efficiently. Those 3 things right there have changed his game. Dribbling, shooting, just the fundamentals, and overall, I'm going to take care of my body to allow me to play harder longer.
So let's talk about the take care of your body part for a moment, because there's an element to this that I think people in NBA circles know, and we don't necessarily talk about that much, which is when James Harden first got to Houston, man, he was on the going out every night all-star team. I'd been in Houston, he'd been in Houston 6 months, and I looked it up before the show. The tweet's still up. I sent out a tweet back in 2013 of a picture in a gentleman's club in Houston. The time during the season, during the off season, he's cut that part, I don't want to say totally out of his life, but minimized it, focused more on staying in good condition. And like you guys would talk about, eating healthier because of the tremendous workload he has to take on. That's first point. Second point is, there was, even when he was coming in second in MVP votes, there was the compilation of his horrific defensive clips that would
horrific.
It was just,
I mean, the lack of effort, the lack of fundamental, and didn't care.
And didn't appear to be paying attention at times. Just have a guy like he's standing there, the guy runs right past him, he took that personally. Now, no one thinks Harden's an all-NBA defender, but with his level of offense, he just can't be a horrible defender. And so he became a passable.
And you can see that in the number of steals he has currently.
And the lack of those clips of him just having a guy go right past him. And the last thing is that step back. That step back, his ability to develop, because he has shot around the same percentage from three every year of his career. But he's a better three-point shooter now because he does it. They're so much harder, and he's doing it at such a higher volume. So it's one thing to shoot 37% when you're shooting 4 a game.
As a role player.
Right, exactly.
And Russ is on the court with you, and KD's on the court with you.
And so now they are hard shots. They are contested shots. They are shots he has to create, as evidenced by, in these last 5 games, he's averaged 52 a game, and none of his buckets have been assisted by his teammates. So he is scoring in the hardest way possible. And I'm glad we asked this question, Jenna, because for how great he's been, he gets a bad rap because of the officiating, because of some tough playoff moments, because of the old defensive clips. The amount of work you have to put in after getting 2 max contracts, after coming close to winning an MVP, say, I want to grow my game. I want to get better. I want to get to the next level. A lot of guys don't do that. A lot of guys say, if I can just maintain here. He did not have this step back 3 the way he does this year, last year. And that's to me, the biggest reason why instead of scoring 30 a game, he's up to 36 a game. It's the reason why he's been able to carry this team while they have dealt with devastating injuries to their 2nd and 3rd best player.
The best 5 players in the world, all of them in some different form or fashion, have worked on their game. Starting at the top with LeBron, it's legendary. Him and Kyrie working on his overall dribbling. We know LeBron was challenged to be able to shoot the ball. We know how he worked on that.
Kyle Korver with his free throws.
KD has worked on it. All he talks about is, I'm going to the gym to build score to basketball. How he can score in so many different varieties. Steph, with his body, now his overall endurance. He can shoot. His range anywhere on the court. His playmaking off the dribble. So these types of players, Giannis, in the weight room has gotten better. Now he's shooting a 3-pointer. Now he's off the dribble. So all the great players, the top 5 players, all of them have Harden-ish type of tendencies that they've worked on their game, and the worst parts of their game have gotten significantly better.
And the part that Harden's game, he still doesn't get enough credit for, and Daryl alluded to it yesterday, and when we talk about averaging 40 points a game for a month and a half, leading the league in scoring 36 a night, the points he creates for his teammates on his drive and kick, his ability to create open corner threes, the best shot in basketball for his teammates, he is as good as anyone in the sport at that. So he's not a selfish player because he's scoring this much, because his baskets are unassisted. He's still top 5 in the NBA in assists while scoring at this level. He's the best offensive player in the sport right now, and there's not a close second that's currently playing.
All right, let's take a break. Coming up, what's the key for Jared Goff against the Patriots defense? That's next on First Things First.
I don't know if he's better.